Well, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. Who would have believed it? First game, no goals. Second game, we got an 8-goal thriller at Pride Park, second league game of the season. Who would have thought that? I think the last time we scored 5 goals away from home. I'm sure Jack will confirm that in a minute. I think it was a Sunderland away in that dramatic 5-4 win a couple of seasons back. But yeah, what a fantastic day it was yesterday. Great time had by all. We're going to discuss it now with the panel. We've got Jack and Claudio with us tonight. Miles is having a rest, and so is Victoria. So we've got loads of things. We'll have loads of comments coming through as well, and loads of points to get round. So epic comeback, Lampard's magic, defensive performances. We've still conceded 3 goals. Standout performances for you, and defensive worries. Well, we've still got a few, I think. We conceded 3 goals, but we can't moan too much, can we, if we score 5 away from home? Let's bring the team in straight away because we've got loads to go through. Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening, Ken.
How are you? All right?
Am I loud and clear from the village of Berkswell with my brand new Sky Blue mic?
You sound like you've got a brand new microphone.
I have, my brand new Sky Blue mic.
That's nice. Yes, making its debut tonight. Well, it's going to be in constant use, I think, because we'll have plenty of positive comments, I think, tonight, hopefully.
It's not going to stop the drivel that I'm going to be talking, but yeah, it's a brand new mic.
Okay, let's bring in Jack. Good evening.
Evening, everybody.
Evening. You enjoyed the game. I did see you briefly, didn't I, at half time?
Yeah, you took a nice little mug shot of me. Cheers, Ken.
Yep. We'll show you that later. We've got a few pictures from yesterday's fantastic performance away at Pride Park in Derby. First win, of course, in 22 years of going to Derby. The first time we've come away with maximum points. And, of course, they've done the double over us last year, didn't they? So it was nice to get a bit of revenge. Okay, Claudio, let's get straight to it. There's going to be loads of comments coming in, I'm sure. We'll try and get to them as much as we can tonight. We'll try and go to them and try and keep on top of them as much as we can. But let's start with the team selection, Claudio. Surprising there or not?
There was, but I believe Jack has got some stats he wants to.
Oh, yes, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Dying to tell us about his stats.
Sorry, we've got some stats to go through before we do anything.
You can't keep the stats man down.
No, go on. Let's hear these stats.
Well, I don't want to give you any boring stats like first win at Pride Park in 22 years because everyone's heard that already. So I've been doing some digging, and I have found the following. So Frank Lampard has equalled the amount of away victories that Mark Robins achieved last season. That's a start, and that's one away game. And the away win under Mark Robins was in the EFL Cup to Bristol City. So already we're off to a much better start away from home than we have been. It's the first time we've scored 5 goals in a game since we beat Rotherham at home 5-0 on the 5th of March 2024. That was 529 days ago. It's the first time we've had 5 different goal scorers in a game since Oxford at home in the 6-2 FA Cup victory in January 2024. That's 588 days ago. It's the first time we've scored 5 goals away from home since, as Ken mentioned, Sunderland away, 5-4. And incidentally, we also had 5 different goal scorers that game as well. That was 2,317 days ago.
Wow.
So that's just fantastic that we're getting our goal scoring rhythm back away from home. We have scored 4 goals away from home on 6 occasions since that Sunderland game. This one won't come as any surprise. It's the first time we've conceded 3 away from home in only 117 days. As you'll remember, Plymouth away, not a good day out. Conceded 3 that day. If only we'd have scored 5 then as well, we'd all be a lot happier. The last time we conceded 3 goals and didn't lose was at Wembley, the FA Cup semi-final that we remember. We drew in time, in the timed game, not in, I'm not counting the penalties, just talking in the 90 minutes there. But the last time, like I say, that we conceded 3 and won was actually that Sunderland game as well, which we won 5-4. Since that Sunderland game, we have scored 3 or more goals on 22 occasions away from home. So over the last sort of 6 years, we do still score 3 goals away from home 3 times a year, 4 times a year almost. So that's a positive. It's the first time we've won in an away kit. So I don't mean a third kit, I mean specifically an away kit, since we beat Huddersfield 3-1 on Good Friday, the 29th of March 2024. That's 505 days ago. And it's the first time we've won debuting an away kit since we beat Millwall 4-0 10 years ago on the 15th of August 2015. So we've broken a lot of long-standing records there with our goal scoring, even with goals conceded, and in an away kit, which we all know we didn't win in white last year. So it's good to get that curse out the way. New kit doesn't mean the same results. Hopefully we can push on away from home as well as at home this season. So there you are. There are all the stats I've got for you. And that was, I know I said 10 years, 3,654 days, that victory against Millwall. So there you go.
Doesn't time fly, Claudia?
My head's frazzled. Was that the Adam Armstrong chip that Millwall away?
Was that?
Yeah, well, he scored 2 chips, one from about 30 yards and one just on the edge of the box, dinked it over the keeper who came rushing out.
Yeah, regarding selection then, Ken, obviously the news that Sakamoto wasn't in the squad, I actually was slightly worried that he was going out the door when I saw that, because I didn't realise he was injured. I thought, what's going on here? Surely not Sakamoto, because we've said in the past, haven't we, that with Doug, it's all a bit hush-hush, then someone goes, a bit like Binks. That was like...
So somebody we didn't expect, Yeah,
exactly. But Wright coming in, that didn't surprise me, because we thought last week, didn't we, that if he gets some minutes under him, we'll put him in the team. I'm not surprised Sims was on the bench. And also defensively, that's pretty... Well, yeah, it's the usual defence, isn't it, really? It's pretty much the defence that Frank's been picking for the majority of the back end of last season, basically, isn't it? Unless there was an injury of some sort. So I was quite pleased with it. And Torp obviously starting, that's yet again expected, which I was happy with. And Asante, I suppose that was the one, wasn't it? Does Asante play the Sakamoto role, or Raphael? But he put trust in him, didn't he? So that's what he do. Unlike some other players in the squad. So yeah, selection-wise, that's what we've got, really, haven't we? So
Well, until we get any fresh faces in, that's what we're stuck with. So hopefully, I mean, we're still hoping we've got another weekend gone by again. We still haven't got anybody yet, but we've still got our fingers crossed. We've still got a couple of weeks to go before the transfer deadline, as you say. So hopefully we'll get those players that we need, and we so badly need, basically. So. That's just because we won 5-3 doesn't mean to say we don't need any players. We still need players because there was obviously conceded 3 goals again, which is a bit poor as well. So, okay then, Jack, you weren't surprised. The team selection, obviously, so Sakamoto, nobody expected that, did they? That was a bit of a shock for everybody, but we didn't think he got injured, but obviously he took a knock somewhere. But that was just one of those. But apart from that, you were quite happy with the team, weren't you?
Yeah, there were nine names on that team sheet. I don't think anybody was surprised by. The 2 that were potentially a surprise were Hadji and Asante. Like you say, we all thought Sakamoto would play. Clearly he was injured, so that had to change. And it was just a case of who starts up top. Was it Sims? Was it Wright? Was it Asante? He went with Hadji up top. But I do like the fact that with Hadji and Thomas Asante, who played sort of on the right wing, they were quite fluid, interchanging. So there were times where Hadji drifted wide and Asante sort of made the runs towards the middle. I like the fluidity that created. That's not going to be the case with Sakamoto when Sakamoto's on the pitch. I'm sure if Hadji drifted wide, Sakamoto's not going to make a bomb for the penalty spot. That's just not the nature of a winger, I suppose. So it did create something nice, and it was interesting. And I thought Thomas Asante had a good game. As did everybody on the pitch, so we can't complain. It was and I expect that team to probably start next week as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay then, Claudio, let's talk about the game, shall we? Plenty to squeeze in. Where do we start? Because it was a bit of an end-to-end exciting first half, certainly, wasn't it?
It was it was the championship summed up in 90 minutes, wasn't it? The good, bad, and the ugly, and that's just Bobby Thomas. it's it's hard to put your finger on it really sometimes, because there are times of magic, which we'll talk about some of the goals, and there's times of just sheer stupidity, and that's us and Derby, and the mistakes were ridiculous. The first, when we talk about the first goal,
Yeah.
I hope I got this right. This is the Bobby Thomas goal, isn't it? Where
Yes.
it's a great ball by Torp into that danger area, and for once they decided not to just float it. He sort of swung it around
Yeah.
the outside into the danger area where someone
That
had to make.
surprised me when it came in like that. I didn't expect it.
Well, it forces defenders to. Well, they had to go round. They had to turn around, didn't they, to see where the ball was. The keeper comes out. He makes a hash of it. The fact that Bobby's a presence in there, and like I said on yesterday's show, he's dangerous in both boxes, regardless of which way we're kicking at the minute. But he got in there. He was a presence. It ricocheted, hit him in the face, goes in, because we know he's got a massive head, basically. So it's it's great. It's exactly what we want, isn't it? A bit of a melee, which we kind of moan about sometimes, don't we? That we don't do it enough. But that was for once, it was a decent delivery into the danger area, and Bobby just put himself in there, and it paid off, didn't it?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I thought we deserved to take the lead at the time. We looked. I thought. I mean, I'm watching it on the TV. Obviously, you're in the crowd. And I know there is a difference sometimes when you're behind the goal, or slightly to the side, depends where you are at Derby. But it does make a difference, I think. When
but we were behind that goal where the first half, where City were cover attacking, and we were behind that goal, and there was a little few of us on the corner, obviously, and it stretched sort of round at Derby. It's a bit of a weird one because you're sort of a little bit behind the goal and a little bit in the corner and a little bit on the other side. So different views from wherever you are situated in the ground. But
I don't know what Jack thinks, but I mean, the first 15 minutes or so was just a little bit untidy by both teams, really. But we still looked the better team.
Yeah, I agree. The first 15 was a bit cagey. We would definitely had the better hold of the ball, better chances, and then from there, when I think when we won the penalty, or even before that, but from when we won the penalty to go 2-1 up, it was all us. And even when Derby equalised and went ahead, we were still the better side. They were just sort of counter attacks or misfortunes or whatever you want to call them. Set piece again, ole for anyone that was in the crowd. So yeah, we were definitely the better side. At no point during that game did I think, we're under some pressure here. It was mostly us, and it was nice that we can go on an away day. All right, Derby have got a lot of injuries. They've made a lot of signings and big overhaul in the squad. But John Eustace isn't a rookie manager. He's not a novice. He's very experienced at this level particularly. So to get a very chaotic, disorganised Derby in their home patch and put 5 past them is a fantastic achievement by the Sky Blues.
Claudio, I just wanted to speak about their equalising goal because it came from a similar position to what we had a free kick, didn't we? I personally didn't think it was a free kick from where I was, and a lot of people were criticising the goalkeeper. Maybe he should have done better, but I don't know. Was it a mistake for the keeper, or was it just a great finish?
It's when you hear that he hasn't. I think it's the first time he scored in 50 games or something.
Yeah,
I think he's only scored 3 goals in his Derby career or something. So he's not obviously somebody who does that regular. So you kind of think, to me, he's swinging it in.
Yeah.
I don't think for 1 minute Rushworth is expecting a shot there.
No.
He's expecting the ball to be swung in, a bit like Hamer used to do, a bit like Rodoni does for us sometimes, or Torp. And he's basically caught it sweet, hasn't he? And it's got enough pace and it's carried it past him. And he's not really reacted because I don't think he's expected it at all. It's just that it's just whipped in that quickly. And he's just got the perfect angle. I mean, they're trying to make it sound like it's a wonder goal. Yes, it's great when you look at it, but he never meant that. That's basically one of those balls. I mean, because our goal, I didn't realise, even on the telly, that it hit Thomas. It looked like it went straight in.
Yes, that's right. It all happened so quick, didn't it?
That's right. So with Torp, I thought, somehow the keeper, everybody's missed it. It's gone straight in. And it was a bit like that, except there's too much pace on it. Loads of bodies in front of him. Possibly could have got his fingers to it. I don't know. But it's, I do know though, if it was Collins or Wilson in goal, it would have been a meltdown on social media. But I just think he got caught a bit cold, basically, not expecting that to be whipped in like that. and especially the pace
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. Jack, definite penalty for us, wasn't it, I thought?
Well, sorry, just to rewind a little bit there. 2 comments had just come in, as you can see on screen. It wasn't even a free kick to them, was it?
No.
I am sure Ephron Mason-Clark was fouled, and then Derby won a free kick.
Yeah, he put his body across him, didn't he, and sort of did the classic "I've been pulled over" sort of thing. It was it was a weak free kick.
Yeah.
Well, even then, it wasn't a free kick to them. If that's the case, the ref should just let play go on. If it's not a foul on Ephron, the play should go on, surely.
Yeah, well, it should, but as you know, what referees can be like in that league, very inconsistent. He was kind to us, though, wasn't he? Give us a penalty.
Yeah, I mean that was a definite penalty. Had the ref not have given it, I think there'd have been people storming the pitch. I'll be honest. You could see from the players' reaction, the fullback whose name I forget.
Yeah,
it was a disaster debut for him for Derby. Definite.
Dion Sanderson.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Ephron just sort of chops back onto his left foot to either put a ball across or have a shot, and he just gets kicked. It's a penalty. There shouldn't be no arguments about that. I don't think there was, even from the players at the time. And very well taken from Hadji, who I don't think any of us are worried about his penalties at the moment, are we? I mean,
no, I remember seeing him miss at Southampton away. But he slipped. I was there that night.
My dad was saying he was really worried. He was like, "Oh, I'm not sure about this. He's not going to go in." I said, "This is the man that scored 2 goals or 2 penalties at Wembley against Andre Onana at Manchester United." So I've got no doubt he's confident, and hopefully that will give him even more confidence to kick on for the season as well.
Yeah, I'm always confident when Hadji takes a penalty, to be fair. I say he very rarely misses, but as we know, they can be missed. And Claudia, I thought the referee sort of levelled it up with the penalty at the end. Didn't you? I couldn't see from where we were, Jack. I couldn't see what it was for. Because it was confusion.
Well, to be honest,
it looked like the referee played on to me.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't give it at first, did he? But and the guys commentating were making a big meal out of it, saying, "Oh, well, you can't go up like that. You can't put your hand up like that." And when you see it, I must admit, Bobby Thomas does sort of go, "Oops," like that. He sort of pulls his hand down. Yeah. He realises his hand's up there and it's hit him, and the ball's dropped down. But he did get a bit of a nudge. He was never. The guy was never going to get his head on it.
No,
at all. So
it's just the fact that the referee never gave it straight away. I think he probably had a little word, maybe with the lino. Maybe he said, "Yeah, it's a penalty."
I can't see how the lino's going to see it because he didn't see anything else. So I can't say he's going to see that one. But it's just one of those. If it's down the other end, we'd be shouting penalty.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
It was just a bit of confusion from where we were. We were down the other end and we couldn't really see what was going on. But
it kind of annoyed me because I thought we're coming up to half time. There's no danger. We should just see the half out, and it's just those little things that we won in the end, but it's those little things that I find really annoying because we put ourselves in a really good position, come up to half time, just see the game out, nothing silly, and then bang, that happens, and it's so frustrating because I felt that was a really comfortable first half.
Yeah, I did. To be fair,
Derby didn't offer a lot, really. Everyone's going about how we should have signed Morris. I thought he was all right. He didn't offer anything, considering he's playing at home. He didn't offer anything more than our forwards were offering.
No, it was average. He didn't stand out for me. Definitely.
So I wasn't too fussed. And I thought 2-1, that's brilliant. What a great half. And then they score and you think, oh, boys, come on. It's just so frustrating because as soon as he stepped up, I thought, he never misses, does he? Very rarely does he miss from a penalty spot. So you kind of think, okay, 2-2, we'll start again second half. But overall, that first half was good. And I'll tell you what was good about it. We'll have to go to comments in a second.
Yeah.
I've moaned and moaned about this week in, week out, about the slow build-up where we want to overpass it around the back. What I saw yesterday was get it to the defenders, get it through the midfield quick, and try and get behind them quicker, which we didn't do last year, did we? We let Derby sit in, and it was the most dreadful game ever, wasn't it? Where they just bored the pants off us, basically.
Well, that was when the home game is when Robbins got sacked after that, didn't he?
Well, both games were identical, weren't they?
Yeah.
the home game was even worse the way they beat us. They only had
Yeah.
one shot and scored 2 goals. Yeah. So, but I just think we look such a good team when we get the ball down, we move it quick, turn their defenders, and get the crosses in. Football's not complicated, and at times we want to complicate it. There's loads of, we could have loads of little scenes on the screen now showing parts of the game where against Hull City, instead of shooting it or passing it, we decided to go back again, that sort of thing. Whereas I thought yesterday, considering it was away from home, was a really positive performance. And I was buzzing. I was actually buzzing last night.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at some of the comments then, because they're piling up.
Uncle Jonga says, "Who put the ball in Derby's net? Half the team did." Dino CCFC, evening all. What about Mason Clark's goal? Thing of beauty. We'll come up to that in a minute. On the up. Evening all. What a day. What a game. First time he scored 5 away since Sunderland. Dave Saunders, evening all. Never saw that coming. Glenn, Sky Blue Hub, first away game under Frank. We've been losing and gone on to win, and only second time we've won when trailing under him. Lee Beckett, thank you. He's just given us a bit of cash. Thank you very much. Paul Stratton, well, that's certainly a lift. I'll put this on the screen now because I'm struggling to see. Well, that's certainly a bit more like it. A lot quicker, more intent. Looked iffy defensively, and left back still a concern. We can hope for a couple of upgrades. Injuries starting to mount already. Uncle Jonga then says, if Arsenal aren't sure on Gyökeres after that first game today, then we'll have him for the season. We're not going to read out any Gyökeres comments tonight. But he did struggle. I'll just put that there. Big up the Sky Blues, PUSB, up the city, says Tom, 14. Ernie Harrison, he says, I love that away kit. It looked like there were 22 of us out there. I've got to say, it did look bright, and on telly, it was amazing, actually.
Very imposing, isn't it? Very imposing kit.
Yeah, it reminded me of that Sheffield United lime green kit where they looked like stewards. Do you remember? It was really bright kit. Not as bad as the one where it was Chelsea and the guy passed to the kid on the touchline because thought he was in the team. Anthony Pettifer, great result. We played the ball over the top behind them. This helped our attacking players. Good evening, Nicholas James. Just the one sentence, Nicholas James. Good evening. Looking forward to an entertaining, good, clean show.
Yeah, we not be clean and fair.
And in all fairness, on Thursday, we all came on and we said we're going to be positive. So maybe it worked.
Yeah.
And this is from Vicky. Frank said, thinks one of his favourite games with us. Think one of my favourites of his too. Allowed the players to take the shackles off a bit and enjoyable to see.
Yes. Good evening, Vicky.
Offer of Mercia. We looked so good going forward, and Kitchen's long balls were sublime at times too. It was such an exciting afternoon. Mick Davenport, defence is still dodgy. Midfielders and attackers, excellent. When Birmingham came to the CBS, soon, that's going to be one hell of a battle. They got out of jail again, didn't they? Oh, this is better, Nicholas James. This is more like it. Well, what a lovely evening. This way you have to get your pipe and slippers out when Nicholas James starts writing. Well, what a lovely evening to be a Coventry City fan. Although I was swearing and I'm rather unhappy when they were coming back and the flipping taking the lead, but then our special team went and sprinkled their sky blue magic all over Pride Park. Ooh, said the vicar to the...
I've got a conspiracy theory. I reckon the only reason Nicholas James watches on Facebook is because the comments, you can put an unlimited length comment. On YouTube, it only lets you put 100 characters or something. He won't get any all across otherwise.
Yeah. Anthony Pettifer thought that there was a pattern to the goals. Free kick, penalty, throw in for both teams. Hence 3-3. Then we broke the sequence. It's got to be said, we actually scored. When we were watching the Luton game, I said to the lad I was with, I said, only 1% of you actually score from corners in football. I don't know why people get excited when you get a corner, because hardly any goals come from corners and hardly any goals come from long throw-ins. Well, they did yesterday, didn't they?
Certainly did.
Eventually, it's going to have to happen. That was the 1% was yesterday. Uncle Jonga, great to see Frank show some emotion at the end. Give it large to the away supporters. Paul Stratton, he says, great to score 5 goals, but we can't get too carried away as Derby defence was wide open. Great confidence booster. And we'll talk about that, about the second half and goals conceded. Adam Tom's friend of mine who's a Derby fan said, we looked mint. He added that Derby weren't great defensively when Frank Lampard was their manager, but good going forward. Similar pattern with us, perhaps. Well, yeah. Ken Thomas, why is Cloudy supporting a 1975-76 QPR shirt? It's actually Cov City wear. You can't see it. It is.
Don't show me, Dad. He'll be buying it next week.
But no, it's an old one. But the reason I got it on is because when I wear this shirt, this room is so hot that when I wear the shirts, I'm just boiling over, and I can't put the fan on because the mic picks it up. Victor Thorpe, proper player, shirt tucked in, sensible haircut, black boots. Yes, I'm an old git. That's from Cam.
He has got black boots, hasn't he? I think he's the only one, isn't he? Black boots.
Let's hope it's not in isolation. The results keep coming. Even the strikers pitched in. All we need is backup players in the squad to keep up the competition for places, but still a Robins team. That's from Paul Cuttiford. We know it is. Yes, apart from the result, Nicholas James says, I feel the biggest positive to take forward into the season, our team spirit, our fight, never say die attitude. Torp and Milan were exceptional yesterday. Trevor Merriman. It goes to show that fast-flowing attacking, not passing backwards football suits us. Torp, man of the match. Mick Davenport reckons the referee was poor. Assassins unite. Lampard is key to everything at the club. The players and the fans love him, and you can feel the love back. He definitely went to Turkey to get his teeth done, though, didn't he? There's something different. Scott, CCFC, Brown Sword. Hi, lads. Hope you're all well. Great result for us. Needed our first away win. Dino, CCFC, thinks the ref was out of his depth. Was that one of his first games in, was it?
I think it was. He hasn't had many, and I've not heard of him before.
Right.
But
Cam, they say in the NFL that offence wins you games, but defence wins championships. If City want to make the step up and experience Premier League football, DK needs to splash the cash and strengthen the back. M. King, he of the base player of level 42. Asante and Wright together spring more speed and agility up top than Sakamoto. He's slow because he isn't, but I think the two together caught Derby off guard all match. Jonah Black Cat made a good point about Sakamoto, that he probably spends too much time helping out defensively and probably isn't up the pitch high up as he should be when we're breaking clear, which is not a bad point because Asante rarely comes back. You know, unless he was told to do that. We don't know, do we? Nicholas James, good point there, Jack, regarding Hadji and Brandon. They both look really good. So proud of the way they won that yesterday. Mark Cooper references Kitchen, made some nice passes. Paul Stratton, still don't trust Doug. If he sees a big pound sign, don't be surprised if MVE, Bobby and Rudy leave next week window. It's so soon, isn't it? Squad already looking light with a few injury problems already. Is there any validity to the rumour I'm hearing that Sheffield United are making a serious offer for Thomas? Shall we chat about that? Because we didn't really talk about it so...
Yeah, I mean, it would come out of the blue because we didn't expect Bobby Thomas, because it's the first time Bobby Thomas' name was mentioned, really, out of all the players that possibly could be leaving. And 8 million was quoted in one newspaper. Is he worth 8 million, Claudio?
Oh, sorry, I just turned my fan off again. 8 million. I don't know, Ken. I mean, is he worth 8 million to us, or is he worth 8 million to Sheffield United? That's the key, isn't it? 8 million, we could get another couple of players in. Basically.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That take the cash and go and buy a bit of quality.
It's a tidy profit. And the trouble is, Bobby Thomas, we saw yesterday what his problem is. He can be sometimes really good defensively, sometimes a bit calamitous, but he can be a danger in the opposition box, and he proved it last season. 5 goals from centre half. I think the last person to do that was probably something like, I think George Curtis and Brian Kilcline or something.
Bill Klein, I think, yeah.
It was something like that. But I think George, that's ridiculous, isn't it? So we got a centre half who can actually come up and score goals from corners and free kicks. And sometimes not even from a goal kick, a corner or a free kick. He just runs up the pitch and does it like he did against, was it QPR or Southampton or Stoke, whoever it was? Stoke. So if we sell him for 8 million, we have got to get a proper centre half in then.
That's what I mean. As we've always said, if we're going to sell someone, we've got to replace him with someone better.
Yeah, and so you're then looking, okay, we get 8 million. You're not going to get that in one lump, are you, anyway? But it might give you a down payment on somebody like Callum Doyle or somebody like Charles Hughes.
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest, we've all seen Callum Doyle. We know what you're going to get with Callum.
Yeah.
I've not really seen much of Charles Hughes. We saw him in one game where we were rubbish, basically. And I can't really judge him on that one performance.
No.
Yeah, and we're only going by what Hull fans have said. He's worth 20 million. But if our whole fan base started saying now, we can't let Thomas go, he's worth 20 million, they're going to think, oh, he must be one hell of a player. But I think it's all down to whether or not Doug King thinks, right, we do need that money to buy some players. And we're not. And who would you rather sell out of 3 players? That's the key, isn't it? I don't want to see Milan go. I don't want to see Rudy go. So for me, it's Thomas, isn't it?
No, Jack, who would you rather see go out of them 3? I would rather see Thomas go.
Out of the 3, it's Thomas. I think if you can get 10 million for Bobby Thomas, you've got to let him go. We signed him for between 2 and 2.5. So at 10 mil, we've quadrupled our money, and he's scored a good amount of goals for us. Yes, he's shaky defensively, but he can offer some great things for us. And unless we're going to improve, we have to get rid. But if we're rumoured to be offering 7 or 8 for Charlie Hughes, and we get 10 in for Bobby, that means we can go and get 2 centre halves that combined cost 15 million. Let's say we go and get Hughes for 10 or 8 plus 2 in time or whatever. Then we've still got 5 odd million to spend on another player. To centre half that we need. Because if we get Hughes in theory, it'll be Hughes and Kitchen playing. They're both left-footed. We've got Latabodia on the bench who's seemingly out injured. No one really knows what's wrong with him. We need someone else that's better than Latabodia to join our squad. That's why we've let Binks go. So we can do it as long as we can get the ins. And if we don't, then it's panic stations.
Yeah, that's the impression I get. I think players have got to go before Doug will release any money to buy anybody in. That's the impression I get.
And also, I mean, I thought that out the 2, it was Kitchen who might go. Because I thought Thomas looked like dead cert first choice, but he keeps giving Kitchen the captain's armband, doesn't he?
He does.
And yesterday, Liam, I thought had a really good game, whereas in the past I said I wasn't too sure. I thought it was a bit clumsy at times, but his passing was really good yesterday, whereas Bobby Thomas, his passing can be awful at times. And he'll run into space and then he looks a bit clueless, whereas Liam runs into space and you think, oh, he's trying to actually do something here. But his passing range was really good yesterday. So
it was good. Yeah, I'm considering. I know Lampard cried him out because his missus was expecting a baby, weren't she? And he played. Didn't expect him to play. She still hadn't had the baby. It was due any time, so he could have easily opted not to play.
Well, in the words of Roy Keane, he's not having the baby, is he?
Well, that's true. Yeah, but. A lot of players would say, "Well, look, I'll give this game a miss, and I'll come back the next game." But
on the off chance it's going to be born on Saturday,
well, it could have been born while the game was in progress. You never know.
What's going on? What's going on, Ken? These sensitive young footballers. What a nonsense! Yeah, it's great because it doesn't matter, does it? If you've got something, if you've got something emotional happening. In your life, it's very hard to concentrate, isn't it? Basically, Did you hear that? It went a bit funny then.
Yeah, you froze slightly there. I don't know.
I did. All right,
but never mind. Do you want to go for more comments?
I will do. Yes. The biggest discussion, says 7919 Books channel, is how bad the ref was. Was he that bad?
Well, I thought he was looking to. When he gave us a decision, he was very happy, whistle happy. He sort of blew for every free kick possible, even from what wasn't even a free kick he blew for. And when he gave one to us, he had to level it up by giving one to Derby, sort of thing, because the crowd was getting on his back. So he was a bit of a fussy referee, but he's certainly not the worst we've had, no.
What do you think, Jack? Could you put in the comments that you thought the ref was bad?
Yeah, he wasn't great, but I agree with Ken. I think he was trying to give one for us and one for them, and it was almost like he was trying to level the playing field. Think, oh, Cov have made 2 fouls now. I better give one the other way. And the two things that wound me up personally. So was it just before half time? They had a player down. We had the ball on the wing, and whoever was going to put a cross in, and the ref blew to say, "Oh, it's a head injury." He was just lying on the floor. Let the play go on. It wasn't a head injury. Even if it was, you'd pretend it was. The player seemed fine, absolutely fine. But when the ref's done that, he has to give the ball back to the goalkeeper because the ball is in the final third. That's the rule. A lot of Cov fans got upset, but that's the rule. We can't do anything about that.
Yes.
It happened in our favour twice last year. Leeds away in another game, I don't remember. And the second thing is the new 8-second rule. We were counting in the crowd, and obviously when you count in the crowd, you always count a lot quicker than real seconds pass by. But we were counting to between 10 and 15 in the crowd, and then the ref was going, all right, you got 5 seconds left. And it's like, really? That was bad.
Had it in 10 seconds. Because we were actually, it's going to be a time, it's going to get to the stage where the crowd are going to count down for the ref.
Yeah.
See how long it's been. And that's what it was happening on Saturday. We were all counting down, waiting for the ref to make a decision. But
yeah, and obviously, as a crowd, you're going to count a lot quicker than real time goes past. But I think the ref was purposefully delaying that, and it started in the first half, even when we were winning, and then it carried on, especially when they were in the lead. And it just felt like at that moment, it felt like one of them games that we're just going to count down, and the ref's going to be really annoying, and Derby could really frustrate us. And the moment that changed it, and I hate to bring this up, there was a member of the crowd, a Cov fan, that fell ill. I wish you all the best. Whatever happened, I haven't heard anything. If anybody knows anything, please just let us know that they're fine. We wish you all the best. But when that delay happened, the game was stopped. The game was already stopped for a foul or an injury, and the referee allowed the game to stay stopped while the medical emergency was being dealt with. When the paramedics got there were a lot of thumbs up from the crowd, and the game carried on. But at that moment, there was a little bit of a tactical chat with Frank Lampard and most of our squad. And after that moment, we'd scored a goal before the person had even managed to get out the ground in a wheelchair. They were being escorted out the ground as the goal went in. And then from there, it was 3 goals in 7 minutes, was it? So that little pause, I don't know if Frank had a word or changed something, did us the world of good. I think that was a defining moment that won us the game.
Yeah. It was definitely somebody ill, wasn't it? Not Frank Lampard. New tactic of getting somebody in the crowd to pretend they're ill to get the game stopped. I mean, that's extreme. That is. There was definitely
something going on.
The first 2 paramedics on the scene were the Derby football team medical staff. So fair play for them for running across the pitch and getting up the stairs. It was awkward getting to the person. I wasn't sat too close.
They were quite high up, weren't they? The people.
Yeah. But fair play for the Derby medical team and the paramedics on site for dealing with that quickly. And I hope the person is all well.
Well, Nicholas James and 7919 Bucks channel, they agree. Never a free kick. Wayne Littlewood, greetings from Cyprus.
Good evening, Wayne.
He has lots of holidays, doesn't he?
He likes to get about. He likes to get about, Wayne.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Great 3 points, but the same old. Keeper mistakes, defensive ability of a Sunday League team. Jack Rodoni, Twisted Reality. Jack Rodoni has made it clear he plans to stay at Coventry City for the season. Materialise. Rushford seemed a bit jittery, said Mick Davenport. Daniel Burton. Hi, Kenny Claudia. And Joke, that was an amazing game. And Jack. I think you're right with Joke. Thomas. Oh dear, sorry. Ralph Wiggins. He wasn't happy defensively. I know he wasn't. I didn't like the
Good evening,
team
Ralph.
selection.
Happy birthday, Ralph, by the way.
It's his
Happy
birthday.
during the week, I believe, yes.
How many candles?
I'm not sure.
To get the fire services round. Ralph Wiggins, I didn't like the team selection, and if we play the same team next week, we'll get beaten by QPR. We need defenders who can defend, and the referee was utter rubbish. Well, we can sort out the defenders. We can't bring the referee, unfortunately.
No.
Unless Ken fancies doing it. Mark R.
I think I'd struggle with fitness these days.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on Kitchen's contribution. 2 40-yard diagonal passes leading to 2 goals. Nice. I shouldn't sleep. Is that I shouldn't sleep on? I'm trying to work.
Sleep on Kitchen's contribution, yeah.
All right. Assassin's United. I thought Mason Clark was fantastic yesterday. Sante and Wright getting fitter, and Grimes outstanding. Salop. CCFC. Even though sorry, just been watching the whole game back on City website. Another admission. I was at the Villa treating the wife yesterday, shouting out every time we scored. How is that treating the wife going to the Villa?
Treating her?
That's
a punishment, isn't it?
Surely. Okay, the game was dreadful, wasn't it? I don't know. Mini Phoenix Gaming. The only argument I can make against the penalty is a possible foul in the build-up, which I've seen given before, but I admit it's a poor argument. Stephen Suddens. What is annoying is the consistency of the refereeing. It's non-existent. Every ref does it their way. When what players and supporters, what is consistency? Cam says. Agree, Claudia, about the closing things down before the half. Very similar to the way cricket teams change their game when a break or close of play approaches. Mark R. watched a couple of Derby bloggers earlier, and they both thought Derby controlled the first half. That wasn't the game I was watching. No.
Their manager was very disappointed, John Eustace, after the game, wasn't he? I heard his interview.
Harry74 says, should we sell Thomas? He scored and made another with his handball basic stuff. If he can secure a centre-back, we can let him go for $8 million. Ian Harris, hi from California. Haji, our boy from Culver City, Los Angeles. Hope he can stay injury-free for the season and get some goals for us. Tony Swidek, Nation Radio says...
Evening, Tony.
Good evening. Oh, what a day. Didn't expect that when Derby went ahead. Fantastic. Mackham Cabby, good evening. Great win for you lot. I've got to say, actually, to Mackham Cabby, I mean, they did have a great win against West Ham, but the tribute to Donna Weir was sensational. I heard it, and I've had a couple of friends who are season ticket holders at Sunderland send it to me, and it was an incredible round of applause they gave Jodie Jones's mum, actually. It was really nice, really nice. Evening, great win, says Finn, but having the score 5 is not good. Defence is poor. Love the more fast-paced, direct football. 4th goal was just class. Ice chips. I thought at times we were almost 4-4-2. BTA, good movement and running off the ball by all of the front 3. M. King, I'd kicked, made us look like the Dutch national team, lol. I suppose you should talk about the second half, Ken.
Yeah, Ralph's just come back. I've just seen this. I'll put this up. 79 candles, Claudia. 26 years married. Same day, mate. Made up in Keswick, but back in time to watch the match. Oh, right.
Brilliant.
So there you go. Second half. Let's talk about it. What a whirlwind it was. Where do we start? Claudia, let's start with the sloppy goal we conceded to go 3-2 down, which was a bit of a very sloppy. I mean, it's a poor header from Thomas, wasn't it, initially?
It's crap. I'm sorry, I don't normally say words like that on there. But when it came in the box, I mean, this is a guy who can really head a ball. And it's a sort of head you expect from, I don't know, not from Bobby Thomas, basically, and it limply fell down. The guy didn't even hit it properly. That was just so annoying.
Yeah, it scuffed it, didn't it?
I mean, I think Grimes and Kitchen thought they were going to get blasted by it, and it sort of trickled past them into the corner. Yeah. Such a terrible goal to concede.
Yeah.
And when that went in, I thought, oh, this is this is just us, isn't it? You're thinking, come on, we've 2-2, start the second half, which we started quite brightly, I thought. They've gone down the other end, they get from a corner, wasn't it? It was just poor, wasn't it? Just
it was. Poor. I mean, to come back in second,
you guys had a good view. It was up your end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was just poor, wasn't it, Jack? The whole.
Yeah, like you say, starts with the bit that made me laugh was the guy was taking ages taking the throw in, and he actually went like this to his own teammates, and then they all started running in this little circle thing. I'm like, what is going on here? I thought that they haven't got a clue. Derby have not got a clue. They throw it in, they head it, they throw it in, they get a goal. I'm like, great. Yeah, it was just an awful header from Bobby Thomas. We don't expect that from him. And you're right, Claudio. We expect the finisher to welly it, absolutely welly it. He's not caught it clean. It's trickled absolutely in the bottom corner. The keeper's never getting near. And Grimes and Kitchen both stood still, waiting for the ball to just either hit them or fly miles away. As it turns out, they could have made a movement to stop the ball, but split-second decision-making, they did what they thought they had to do, and it just happened to go in. Thankfully, a goal like that didn't cost us anything, as we're going to get to, but it just shouldn't have been allowed from everyone's point of view. Bobby's header was bad. The man was in space, and then no one was there to block the attempt.
No. A lot of the fans around me were thinking, oh, here we go. Have we threw it away? We're not going to, we're going to lose this game. But no, we didn't. We came back, Claudia, didn't we? It was a whirlwind of goals in a 7-minute spell, wasn't it? In that second half.
Going back to that goal we conceded, I think Rushworth got beaten by 2 shots he didn't expect almost. The first one that was whipped in, where he probably thought he's never going to try and score from there. And then the second one was he got completely caught out with that because there's no power. But it reminds me of those guys who go 10-pin bowling when they have to get the pin that's right on the edge and they slowly roll it and it goes in the corner. Anyway, yes. But from the kickoff, we attacked. We got on with it. And I thought we were positive, and it was good to see. And that's what you want. When we move the ball quick, we look a very good team, I think. But only when we move it quick. When we slow it down, it's too ploddy. Grimes gets too deep. If you notice, he wasn't so deep yesterday either. He was about 5 yards further forward. He got tall. There was getting on the ball quite a lot. Eflchampionship Mason Clark was like a beast at times, wasn't he? He was really up for it.
Yeah, he was fantastic yesterday. Yeah.
Asante was busy. Look, Asante is Asante. That's what he is. He's basically a busy forward attacking midfielder or forward.
And he's in the right place at the right time, wasn't he, for that goal?
Well, he was, but he's one of those players that I think will just frustrate you all the time, basically, because he's not quite there. And Haji Wright's Haji Wright. I mean, if you look at it, the reason we didn't win 5-0 was because our defence. Yeah. As a team, defensively, we are chronic at the minute, and we have been for 2 years. And it's just not there, is it? For whatever reason, we just concede silly goals. But luckily, as a team, we can score goals, like was proven last year. We were the 3rd best in the division or something, Jack, something like that. We were high up there, weren't we? For goals scored.
From memory, I think so. Yeah.
So we know we can score goals throughout the team, as 5 players scored. But when we talk about the first one, I'm trying to get the right order now.
It was a header, wasn't it? And then Asante, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that was from the long throw, wasn't it? So we've had a long throw in which most of us go, don't worry, we bother, because it never gets past the first man. This time it did, didn't he? He got the right sort of launch on it. Bobby did really well to get a head on it. It sort of ricocheted. Their keeper made a hash of it, to be honest. And I must admit, I was a bit worried when Asante volleyed it, because I'm thinking, please don't blast that over the bar from there. But he had to get it over the line, didn't he? Because chances are it could have got cleared.
From our angle, Ken, I mean, the Bobby header that led to that goal was what we needed him to clear when we conceded the 3rd goal. Yeah. Really, it proves he can do it. I honestly thought, I know you said the keeper made a hash of it, Claudio. From our point of view, I thought the header, it was almost like the Dan Ballard one against us at the Stadium of Light. I thought he'd picked the postage stamp out and it had hit the bar and gone in. And then Asante volleys it in. I'm stood there going, well, is he offside? What's going on? Who scored? And then it was kind of a half-arsed celebration by our team. And then eventually it was like, oh, it is a goal. So I sort of joined in. But I thought the keeper made a world-class save watching it back. I know he's kind of
he did. It was a brilliant save.
1 yard in front of him, which is exactly what Brad Collins did at Portsmouth last year. Made a great save, but parried the ball 1 yard away. And there happened to be a striker, not a defender there. Now, that's good attacking play from Asante, terrible defending from a Derby point of view. And yeah, when he runs up and absolutely wellies it in the back of the net, you're thinking, surely you just like nudge the ball, nudge it with your knee, your toe, your belly, your head, anything. Just poke it over the line. And he absolutely volleyed it in.
He made
sure.
I think you probably. I mean, I was a bit uncertain because all the Derby players were appealing for something, weren't they?
They're appealing for offside. There's no way it was offside.
I think they're just appealing. I don't know what they're appealing
From our angle, you haven't got a clue that it's offside or not. You have to trust what they say. And all the Derby players appealed. None of the fans did. The fans just went silent. And you're thinking, what's going on? Is that a goal? Is it not? You're waiting for the lino to put his hand up or for the ref to chalk it off somehow. That's how I felt anyway. I thought this is going to be chalked off. And it just wasn't.
Looking back at it, when I look back at it today, I looked back at the highlights and I thought it was nowhere near offside. The keeper saved it to start with because it's come off the keeper. And Asante's just ran in first there and got there ahead of the defender.
I think it was the challenge of Bobby Thomas that they were appealing for.
Right.
I don't know why, but he just jumped up and we got the rub of the green there. Really, he got his head on it. It sort of deflected off their guy's head. I think the loop is where it lost the keeper because he had to do an extra stretch for it. So it did. To me, it looks a bit clumsy as he went for it. I mean, Jack thinks it's a world-class save from 100 yards away. I'll give him that. And then Asante did what he had to do. But when Asante ran back, he didn't really celebrate. I would be.
Yeah, that was what made me think, oh, this has been chalked off because there was no real celebration. I'm expecting ref to give a decision. It's like you could hear 3 levels of cheering from our fans. It was like the initial cheer, and then a secondary cheer, and then eventually, when the ref put his arm out to give a goal, it was like, oh, there's the proper cheer. It was really odd.
I'll do some more comments, Ken.
Go on and catch up with the comments,
well, I don't think I'll ever catch up. Lee Lishman, I get the feeling there's a few out and in to happen yet. If the rumours are to be believed, we are blowing hot and cold at the moment. Need a couple that will add stability in defence primarily. Christopher Baker says, have to be honest, disappointed with a lot of negativity from our fan base even after yesterday. Defence, extremely poor, been 2 years now, still need a quality centre-back. Urgently. Steve Logan. We attack with more speed down the flanks without Saka. I love Tats, but he can slow the pace down with his twists and turns. I think away from home, yesterday's team should be how we set up. Mark Rainbow. Sky Blue Army. He says, come back, lead down. We miss your positivity. Mark Rainbow, Jack Saunders, what's the stat for coming from a losing position to win a game?
I will have to look into that and get back to you. I don't know anything off the top of my head, to be honest, but I'll look into it for Thursday's show.
Put your fan on, Claudio. It wouldn't be as bad as Jim Brown's birds. Oh, yes. Sorry, that's not a reference. He hasn't got a harem or anything. It's because when I do the history podcast, Jim's got these birds in his back garden that tweet so loud, and it's so funny. We're trying to talk about the history of the club, and all we can hear is birds whistling in the background. It adds a bit of something else, I reckon. Alex L says, were Derby quite dirty SD and constantly falling on the floor?
No, I just think the referee was very fussy.
Rich T says, like Bobby and wanting to stay, but if the price is right, but we must have a replacement better without fail.
Yeah, I agree.
Nicholas James, right? Get your slippers out
I'm
again.
I'm off the screen. That's how big his comment is.
Yeah. Frank really has carried on the togetherness and special connections around the club. I'm sorry, Paul Stratton. I really think that is a crazy to say that all 3 will leave. Doug is an intelligent guy who I'm sure speaks to Frank, and both will know that even selling any of our top players, especially Milan Jack, means we finish outside the top 6.
Well,
I can't even see how Jack Redoney would get anywhere near the Newcastle first team, to be honest. I mean, maybe Southampton, but the rumours about Newcastle seems way off. What was going on with Gus after the game? Not happy with something? Come back, Gus. I was at Sheffield United. I don't know. Did they lose, did they?
Yeah, they lost. And you remember at Preston last year when I think it was Latibodia where a fan was having to go at Latibodia after the game? It was a bit similar. Gus sort of came over to clap the fans, and there was an exchange between the fans and Gus. I don't know what was said, but yeah, it was almost like they had a fan arguing with Gus, and things are going sour between Sheffield United and Hamer. So
I mean, Sheffield Wednesday got an excuse, but Sheffield United haven't. That's terrible if they're down there. Oh dear. 40. I think Thomas is really good in the air. The main concern on defence is his positional awareness. It would be great if he has someone with experience to marshal the defence like Fads did. Gavin Collins says, we shouldn't be selling any of our current squad. DK needs to add to this team. If he hasn't got the money, he needs to find fresh investment. We can't stand still. No marquee signs so far. Where's the Binks Vic money? That's a good point. Mackham Cabby, hi Paul. We were on fire. Great comeback from you lot. Obviously talking about Sunderland. Poor header from Thomas for their third goal. But look that where JDS was 5 yards off goal scorer, shocking defending. What concerns me is that we don't stop the crosses coming in as well. Buying and selling of players not so simple anymore. More like buying a house and the chain that comes with it. So much needs to be in place. That is true, because a lot of clubs won't let somebody go unless they've got somebody in line. And it is like buying a house, isn't it? It's almost like there's to buy
chain of events. Yeah,
it's almost like 6 players move once somebody decides to sell somebody.
Yeah,
and normally it's the same agents all involved as well. We've got Hughes is right-footed but played left centre-back according to Ian Small. Nicholas James, Sal, Latty and Bassett, but not any of those 3. Bobby's a big part of our setup plays up top. Ice Chips, interestingly, but I thought the squad depth last season was too shallow and selling the main players is always risky. Keep Thomas and replace Binks. Cheryl Davis says, Liam needs his own song. How about you will always find Liam Kitchen at the party or in the party?
Yeah, that's a good one. Always find Liam in the kitchen at parties.
I was just singing it in my head then.
No.
Yes, it. I thought you were having some sort of fit then. What are going on then?
Oh, I know the song well. Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Cousins. Question to you all. Are the teams in the Championship going to be... Question to you all. Are the teams in the Championship going to be... There must be a second part to
that. Look for it quick.
In the Championship, closer in quality this year? That is a good question. Everybody was raving about Millwall, the pundits saying they reckon they're going to be dangerous. The 2 games I've seen, they weren't too bad the first match, but they looked absolutely rubbish, what I've seen against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
No one expected Stoke to have 2 wins under the belt straight away, did they either? So it's... I mean, the Championship is like that, isn't it, lads? It's just...
Yeah.
It's always close, I think, apart from maybe a couple of teams who normally got the parachute payments. But it depends how those teams who come down with the money perform. Because if they all have a bit of a lax season, it opens up the Championship. That's what we should be praying for, really, is that those 3 teams are just like the rest of us. And it opens the league up then. I don't you guys think?
Yeah, anybody can beat anybody in this division. We all know that. We've seen it many times where we expect 3 points, easy game, and it doesn't work out that way, as we know. You know, a team ups their game against you. If you're top of the top half of the table and they're down the bottom, they're going to up their game against you. And as we know, it's just the nature of the league. It's a competitive league. It's a better league than the Premier League, I think, because nobody can predict confidently who's going to win the league, really, or who's going to go down. because who would have thought Luton would have gone down last year?
Well,
No.
more so, Ken, you're right. It's the bottom three is I always think harder to predict, as we proved we tried it last season.
Yeah, it's virtually impossible. Because anybody can hit a bad one at any time, can't they? And if you hit it at the wrong time, you can go down easily. So yeah, it's a fantastic league, and I just think we don't want to stay in it. Obviously, we want to go into the Premier League, but while we are in it, it's important that we be competitive and stay up in the top half.
What do you reckon, Jack?
It's hard, isn't it? Like you say, because we've got 4 teams in the division with parachute payments. We've got 2 financial superpowers that have come up. All right, one of those is Wrexham, and they've lost 2 on the bounce. But Birmingham are showing that they can do it. Ipswich and Southampton played each other. So, and obviously Ipswich only drew last minute to Birmingham the other day. And this year, like you say, West Brom, Middlesbrough, and Stoke are all showing that they might be something to compete with. I don't think Stoke will go the distance, but Middlesbrough and West Brom are always in the conversation of could they make the playoffs? Will they just miss out? They'll be in the top half. I'm pretty sure we're all confident in saying those 2 teams will be in the top half minimum. It's then who else is going to push on? Is Southampton and Ipswich and Leicester going to push on? Are Leicester ever going to get a points deduction? It's so open this year, and I see less of a divide from the 3 that came down to the rest of us this year as there was last year. Last year it was almost the 3 will go back up, and 2 of them did, and 1 of them lost in the playoff final. So it couldn't have been much closer to the 3 of them going straight back up last year. This year, I think you'll see much more variety. I know I've predicted Ipswich top, Leicester second, and Southampton also in the playoffs. But in terms of the quality, 2 teams last year made 100 points. That's not going to happen again. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Ipswich drew again today, didn't they?
Southampton, and Hull City beat Oxford United 3-2. So Lee Worrell says, good evening, gents. Brilliant result yesterday. So happy to see so many positive Coventry fans pre-match. We are. I think we're quite a positive bunch. We have a good old moan, but before the game starts, we always think we're going to win, don't we? The majority anyway. Lee Lishman, 2 games and 2 bookings for the keeper. The way Rushworth is going, he'll get a ban in the next few months. His first goal was planned, but well hit. Don't blame Rushworth too much. Paul Stratton said earlier, look where JDS was for the third goal, marking no one, not even watching the ball. Shocking defending from him. Crap challenge and a header from Thomas. If you're Frank Lampard and the coaching staff, you must watch that and think, what more can I do? That's not down to the coach, is it? I was surprised the commentators didn't make more of it, of the kit out of the Blackburn game, the red and white Peugeot kit behind Cloudy when they missed a goal. Oh, yes. Rob Murray, we are quicker without Sheaf for sure. Torp has to keep his place when Ben returns. Yes, I think he might struggle to get back in, Ben. BCFC 26, 8 million for Thomas, snaps their hands off. Oh, that's obviously a Blues fan. Any sane person knows Thomas is a liability and not worth anywhere near that. There you go. Mm-hmm. Bit of expertise.
Can I just say, I've just read a bit of breaking news. Kean Tyler, former under-21s goalkeeper for us, has just retired from football with immediate effect.
Oh.
He's been having problems with his wrist injuries constantly. That's all we know, and he's just retired from football with immediate effect. We did release him in the summer. That's his journey over. So
that's sad. Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, sorry, Kean, but I wish you luck in your next line of work.
Alex L. Jack, our Sky Blue Stato. Is this the quickest 3 goals scored for City in 7 minutes? No.
I know we got 3 in 6.5 minutes at home against Peterborough United. 21 season. It was a Friday night kickoff. Hamer got 1. Gyökeres got 2 in the second half.
But
certainly, I'm sure
certainly away from home. I think. Yeah.
There's probably quicker than that.
Have to get Jim Brown on that one. Given the injuries, Mark R says we have. Do we start same 11 as yesterday? I think so.
Yeah.
Your mate Lee says, does anyone know who put the ball in Derby's nets? Yes.
That's a great song, that is.
Yeah, Dark Fat says, shush, stop slating Bobby off. If you want more money for him, other teams are probably watching. Yes. Henry Hill says, so far, the favourites haven't impressed me yet. I can't work out who's going to get top 2 at the moment. That being said, it's only 2 games in.
That's what I mean. You can't, and it'll be like that for a lot of the season, I think. I don't think anybody's going to run away with it.
Well, to be honest, when Leicester went up the last time they played us the first game of the season, we should have beaten that first game until Hamer went off.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah.
We were the better team. Uncle Jonga, evening Lee, great video from yesterday, mate. There's a Derby fans video, and when CCFC scored the 5th, can see you picking up your lad. Brilliant. Salop CFC says, happy wife, happy life, a Villa treat. Corporate is the rip-off there. We have such a better product, and staff at the CBS was thinking of trying the balcony street bar. Is it any good? Jack, I've never done the balcony street bar. Is it good?
Yeah, it's all right. Unlimited food, welcome drink. Go on a package C game, not a category A game, because it ends up being 20 quid cheaper for the exact same thing. But yeah, it's good. It's nice as a one-off. You don't get the atmosphere as much as you do in other parts of the grounds, and you don't get any prawn sandwiches, but there is still food.
Oh.
Sausage rolls and pies, I think.
Nothing wrong with sausage rolls. Ian Harris, are we a Sheffield United feeder club? You don't sell your top players like MVE, Rudy or Thomas. Sell some fringe players like Binks. Otherwise, we lose a great team togetherness for the season. Yeah, it's so easy. It's difficult. I just find it difficult with finances of this club because nobody really knows what we've got, basically, financially. Mark Friel to spend, that is. It was good to see 5 different goal scorers. I thought if you back chat to any officials, you got a yellow card. Wonder why Carlton Morris did not get booked in the second half. That's how poor the ref was.
Yeah, and he was back chatting to the liner as well. I thought the referee was going to book him at one stage because he went over to the linesman and had a go at him. But he never got booked, and I don't think in the end.
Superfan says, Jack, you said 2 relegated sides went up and the third got to the playoff final. What about Luton?
Yeah, I forgot. Leeds came down the year before, didn't they? They still had parachute payments. That's my mistake. I did forget about them. But yeah, Luton crumbled, didn't they?
Apparently, Mac and Cabby, my liver and onion pizza has arrived. Have a great night, all.
What?
That's bizarre.
That is a strange pizza.
That's Cordon Bleu, that is, in Sunderland. Simon Wells, I'd try get Creswell, former Leeds player, and should have had K Moore. Alison Berry says, I was at the Stag every time we got a goal. We were given a free shot.
Oh,
Brilliant first experience. Thanks, lads, for getting us all that free booze. God, they must be absolutely bladdered.
Is that 8 shots or was that 5 only for our goals? Because I think I'd have needed a shot every time Derby scored as well.
Well, I suppose you better talk about what was, I think, could be up there for goal of the season already.
yeah. Let's talk about those other couple of goals then, because there was a flurry of activity, obviously, in the second half. So 3 goals in 7 minutes, Claudio. What was your pick of the bunch then out of them?
That 4th goal was a thing of beauty, Ken.
Yeah.
Kitchen, who can launch a ball like that, beautifully
Yeah.
launched it, basically, found his man out wide. Milan didn't mess about with it, didn't do a little sidestep, didn't try to bring it down, pull it back. First time, nicely over the defender's head, into the box, and in comes Efron to head it in.
It's just fantastic header, wasn't it?
Isn't that better football than Kitchen getting it down, looking to see where Bobby Thomas is, rolling it back, getting it out wide, getting it back to Bobby, Kitchen, it's backwards, forward, and then nothing happens.
Just get it in the box, get it in the danger zone.
Oh, it's a thing that doesn't seem to happen so much nowadays. Maybe if we use that tactic, we're going to catch teams out because once he gets it out wide as well, Milan could have, instead of just passing it first time like he did, he could have stopped it, thought about it, cut inside, but he didn't. He just went for the obvious, get the ball over. Simple as that. And Efron came in. That's a great header. And that's where, at that point, I've wasted over £100 going to the chiropractor because I jumped out of my seat and pulled my neck again, which I couldn't believe.
I was confident then. that we were going to go on and win that game. Were you confident, Jack, that we'd go on and win and even get another goal?
Yeah, I mean, at the equaliser at 3-3, we all had this feeling. Everyone around me, we just had this feeling that this was our game, and if we didn't win it from that point, we were dropping points. And to get the ball from Kitchen, sublime. Like Claudio says, it could be a goal of the season contender early. It's my goal of the game. And we've put a poll out on Twitter. Go and vote. You've got another 20 odd hours. What was your favourite goal? Torp's goal was second, which we'll come on to. But with 2/3 of the votes, Efron's goal was the favourite. We haven't included the penalty. But yeah, it's the best goal of the game for a reason. It's what most people think. Fantastic. I really hope we can see more of them sorts of goals this season. Even with diagonals from Bobby out to the left with De Silva or Brow or Efron on the end of the pass, putting it in the mix. It excites me that we can score goals like this. We have now scored a goal like this. Let's go and get more. Simple.
Yeah. And Torp has been threatening to score, hasn't he? The last few, with his shots, and it's a fantastic shot he had for that last goal. And right in the corner, keeper had no chance.
Yeah, that's probably Torp's best away performance since his debut at Sheffield in the Cup.
Yeah,
when he came on and we were like looking at each other, going, "Whoa, we got a player here. This guy, he can move around. He can zip around the pitch." The evening when we could, that's such a weird night, wasn't it? We couldn't tell the difference between Sheaf, Eccles, or Torp that night. They all the same, didn't they?
The same, yeah.
Excuse me. I think he has that ability, and he has improved massively under Frank Lampard.
Yeah, I think Lampard's taken to him as well, and Lampard likes him, obviously.
Yeah, and playing that role slightly further forward, he can play the passes. That's a lovely finish, really good finish, and he's another one where we just need him to shine this season. We have got a decent squad. We just need that little bit extra to get us over the line. And I think this is where some of the frustration comes with some of the fans, because a lot of us fans feel the same, where we have got the players, we just need a little bit extra. There's only so much this squad can do, I think. And we've proved that with the going back to the season before last and last season. And that's where we need that little bit extra. And players like Torp, he's a fine example. If you get another Scandinavian player to come in, I always think Scandinavian players are great. They seem to be suited, like Dutch players, to the English game for some reason. They've always done well in this league. And I think that's what we should be looking at, that area of the world, basically.
Can I just say, so Torp scored 6 goals for us last season. 5 of them were under Frank Lampard, and all 6 were at home.
There you go.
In fact, it's his only away goal since his debut in the FA Cup at Sheffield Wednesday. Obviously, he did score at Wembley, but we all know what happened to that.
Yeah.
There you go. And there's an example of where we've said in the past where players haven't performed away from home, and that's what we need this season. We need performances home and away. If we can do what we did last season at home and go slightly better, not lose 6 matches, maybe I'd even accept 3 if we win the other 3. That's another 9 points, isn't it? You know what I mean? But away from home, we've got to do better. We can't lose to the likes of 4 teams who are in the bottom 6 for a start. Things like that. We've got to get points at these places if you really, really want to secure a playoff place early or, comfortably. Not the last game of the season again.
Yeah, my view is you can get them points in the bag ASAP.
Do a Sunderland. Get in there.
Because that's what they did last year. And then their form dipped off, but they still managed to stay where they were. And look where they are now.
And the question for people saying, we're never going to survive in the Premier League. And I'm not saying Sunderland will, but their team had 7 new starters yesterday from the team that got them up. There's no emotional ties there. 7 new starters, but interestingly, the 3 players who scored were from last season. So you've got to change things, though. That team on Saturday, if we were to get promoted, I'm telling you now, probably only 3, maybe 4 players survive.
Yeah.
If you seriously want to stay in the Premier League, it's as simple as that. You either do a Forest or you do a Luton. You take the gamble, stick or twist, as Miles likes to say. And I think once you get your foot in the door, you've got to try and stay there. And I do believe that if we get the right players in, we have got a good chance this season. But we've got to get them in. We can't rely on the squad we've got because I think they're just quite not there. No. I'm not saying they're rubbish because I predicted us to be in the playoffs, but I'm talking about winning the playoffs, getting into the Premier League.
Yeah, I think we will. It's took a lot longer than I expected, but I do expect another 2 players to come in before the transfer window ends, at least. I mean, I know it's taken a bit longer, but as you say, it might be the domino effect, if you like, waiting for players to move on or move out.
What positions do you think they're going to be then, Ken? I think we all think a centre half's coming in.
Centre half, and I firmly believe he's going to bring another striker in.
So are we going to let any of the 3 go? Let's forget about Bissett for now. Are we going to let them one of those 3 go, or are we going to have 4 strikers on the books?
Well, I maybe expect one maybe to go out on loan. Whether we can sell him is another matter, but I'd probably expect one maybe to go out or maybe made available for loan, should we say.
I'll be amazed if Norman Bissett kicks a ball again for Coventry City. I'll be amazed.
It looks like he's out of the picture now, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a shame because he came in like a fireball, didn't he? But yeah, he came in like a fireball.
That was tequila that you just never mind.
Fireball. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, he did, didn't he? He came in like thunder. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Thunder and lightning and everything. And unfortunately, someone's not put the lid on him, basically.
No, he's obviously, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but obviously there's been a bit of a breakdown in communication there between.
But I don't care because if he's going to disrupt the squad, get him out. As far as
I'm not bothered. Exactly.
If he's in my workplace, if he's in my workplace and my boss says to me, "What do you think to so and so?" and I suppose it's disruptive, I want him out because it just upsets the apple cart. You can't have it.
No, you can't.
And it's the same in any industry or any walk of life. If there's somebody's, for whatever reason, he's not fitting in, he's not doing what he's told, you got to move him out.
Maybe he thinks he should be playing, and obviously doesn't.
There is that because at times the strikers have done nothing previously.
Yeah.
And we know that, we've talked about it, and he's sitting there thinking, "Come on, I showed something. Give me another go." But for some reason, as Frank keeps saying, if you don't do what you're told in training, you're not playing. So
should we change Norman Bissett's name by deed poll to Bobby Thomas? Get the 8 million off Sheffield United, and I'll drive him up there myself. That would be a great idea.
But it's interesting. I don't think he'll play again for the City. And
well, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Let's just show a couple of pictures from yesterday because it was a great day. They're people we know. There's Kimberly and the kids, and Tony and Tony and Martin Cadden there outside the ground. A bit of news actually. Kimberly's youngest one there, the little girls went into hospital, so get well soon. Today she had a bit of a fall, I think, so get well soon there. We've only just heard about that, so hope she gets well soon. But they had a great day yesterday. I was speaking to them as well after the match. That was me, just outside the ground as well. This was inside the stadium. Atmosphere was absolutely fantastic.
The pitch looks better.
Now that's the kickoff. Look at the kickoff there. How many? See the Derby players all lined up on the halfway line.
Yeah.
I thought, how many are they playing up front here? See them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the halfway line there. 2 at the back. That was mad. Yeah, these are just pictures in the stadium. The atmosphere really was good. That was Hadji's penalty. Then he just scored the pen. And then here's a familiar face to come across
Ah,
at half time. But yeah, the atmosphere was good, Jack, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, unreal, that atmosphere, singing the Kylie song, having a go at the Derby fans. They had to go back. We had to go back. That was great. Efron's song was unreal, and then singing "Who Put the Ball in the Derby Net" was brilliant. I've heard that sung against us. I've heard it sung on telly, but to actually be at an away game, singing that to a team that I kind of thought would have established themselves in the league this season. They've had a poor start, 2 losses, so you never know where they're going to end up. But still, to do it against a team in your own division, unreal, fantastic. That was brilliant day out.
And this is
I'm impressed half the fans realise that.
That's footage you obviously wouldn't see on Sky. So if you're watching on telly, that's footage obviously that we've seen live in the stadium. So that was great. Afterwards, all the players came over, and Lampard.
They did show it. They showed it.
Oh, they did show it, did they?
Yeah, because on the red button, it just carries on filming while they're talking. So they show the stuff after the game on the pitch.
I didn't realise that. Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't really watched that many games on red button because I'm normally at the games myself. But no, I didn't realise that. But that's fine. That's good. It's nice to see footage like that. Go on, then.
Says MVE electric pace from a superb kitchen ball, great cross, EMC confident headed finish. That's his job, getting on that far post, isn't it? Torp is absolute class, says Nicholas James. What a quality player. When you have him in him, he'll keep getting better. His free kick technique is unreal too, as we saw last season. Alex L says Lampard likes Torp because Torp is low maintenance, unlike certain Beset. Torp doesn't know how to pass backwards, so forward thinking. Excuse the pun. It's the way to play. You score goals by getting it down the other end of the pitch. It's as simple as that. Could we see Eccles on his way out, as he can't even make anywhere near the team? He's still injured, isn't he, though?
He is injured at the moment,
yeah. We win Saturday, says Nicholas James. It's a great start over the first 3 games. It is, actually. It is. Mini Phoenix Gaming. If we got promoted, I reckon only Grimes, MBE, Rudy, and possibly EMC survive. Fourth goal was different level, says Finn. Class.
Outstanding goal.
What do you know, Ken? Says Rich T. What do you know, Ken?
About what?
About players.
Transfers.
Well, I'm just going by the rumor mill, if you like. No, I don't know anything other than anybody else knows. I just expect. I'll be very surprised, put it that way, if at least 2 more players don't come in.
You heard it here first. Ken with the rumour mill. GMB boxing. What's up to Norman? You seem to know. And keep up the great work on here, guys, from sunny NYC. I just don't think he's been towing the line when he should have been. I think Frank is. They've got quite a regime there. It's based on hard work. He says it all the time. We come here to work, and I think he doesn't mess around. If you know, and we all know Frank Lampard's career, and when he was a young kid, we've all seen the footage of Harry Redknapp where they're talking about two of the players, and he goes on about Frank Lampard and saying what a player he's going to be. Basically saying he's going to be a tremendous player. He's going to outshine.
He'll make it to the very, very top, he said, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. But purely because of the hard work he put in. And I think when you get to his level, he just expects that. And maybe if you fall short, you're out. You know? So, and that's how it is. Paul Stratton Cloud, you were right, but time is running out. CB and left wing back concerns. Seems Frank doesn't think Brow is ready. Still last season's frailty at the back. Day Sports Photos, you can be disrupted if you're a star. I think Yock was high maintenance, but you put up with it. Bissett ain't good enough to be a pain. I think Vic was just a little bit. He come across as moody, but I think he's just a serious person, basically. Just that kind of character. Mini Phoenix Gaming. I wonder if the Muppets over on the second tier podcast are still crying. I can't wait. I haven't listened to it yet. And Anthony Hornsby put something up on Twitter, and I just went, I can't wait to listen to the second tier podcast, because I had a lot of time for those two guys, but since we've had Frank Lampard, they've just been complete idiots. And I think if you're going to do something, a podcast like that, and you're trying to be neutral, you can't then get a bit hissy and fissy and pissy, whatever, just because we've got your old manager. You know, I just find it a bit odd the way they're acting. So yeah, I'll have great fun seeing as they're both Derby fans. Nicholas James, although one of them doesn't really go, that's just giving me goosebumps. God, I love our club. We are a truly magical club. Bissett and Tavares have been a waste of a shirt that could have been challenging for a place, but have been left out in the wilds for about 2 years. And like I was saying, we've not had many players in that have got anything to do with Frank Lampard.
No, we haven't really.
Which is the issue, I still think. Ralph Wiggins, you're spot on, Ken. It's a great league to be in mostly exciting games. I hope Frank uses our young players.
Well, there's been a couple of youngers on the bench. Dad Perry, he's knocking about now, isn't he? On Kai Andrews, we've got a couple of youngsters coming through the ranks, which has been sort of slow the last couple of seasons, hasn't it?
Yeah. Ryan Matthew J. Ollie from OK Football, the Luton podcast, is the same negative way with Frank and Cov now. Drives me mad. Oh dear.
Is that the guy we had on?
Yeah. Well, they're in League. They're in League One now, aren't they? Who cares? I really don't care. You know. Yeah. Whatever. I had the guy from Sheffield Wednesday, the one who came on the show, sent me a message.
No, not the one you banned. I thought you banned him.
He sent me a message saying, "I can't believe your fans are classed as fourth passionate in the football league."
Wow.
And I thought, well, I said to him, well, basically, based on the last 8 years, we definitely are up there.
Yeah.
You know, the culture of any organisation is set by leadership. You don't fit. If you don't fit, then sorry, no individual is bigger than that organisation. Correct. Yeah, you did have him on, said Ryan Matthew J. Day Sports Photos. Stop putting rude words in. Oh, no, it's work. Sorry. On the subject of hard work, I'm no fan of Wright, but he did a lot of work when Derby had the ball, chasing down, etc. Hope that continues. Maybe they've had a word.
I did see him do a lot. He did do a lot more running than he did previously, I must admit, on Saturday.
So, obviously, we won 4-3.
5-3,
sorry. Yeah.
Forget about the fifth goal.
Yeah. He took it well, didn't he? That many goals, lost count. So it's a cracking win, obviously. But, like we mentioned at the start, we've still got these frailties at the back. We have to stop conceding that many goals, because on average, you're not going to get enough points by doing that. And I mean, Darren says we need a goal scorer, Jack Rudoni, to be captain. That's fair enough, but I don't think we necessarily need a goal scoring striker We need somebody who can do a lot of donkey work and is really good at keeping the ball up and getting other players involved. But on Saturday, that didn't look like we needed that, did it? Because they actually did work. You know, they did do what they're meant to be doing.
But the trouble is, we're going to play against a lot more better organised teams than Derby, with all due respect.
Exactly, and that's the key, isn't it? Because you can't expect to concede 3 goals every game and win 5-3. This isn't the 1930s anymore, where that used to happen. You know, I think Man City won the league scoring 100 goals and they conceded about 98 or something ridiculous. It ain't going to happen. You know, so we have to stop doing that. And the problem is, if we go negative, we become boring. And it's like, what do we do? It's like, I loved yesterday because we were free flowing, we attacked.
It was great.
We did it quickly. But if we don't do that, it becomes a bit crap, doesn't it? Like Hull City, where we took 8 forward.
Yeah, it's if the players are, being held back on their shackles and they're ready to be released. But some games we don't release them.
Yeah, I remember Mourinho when he was at Chelsea, and there were certain players who weren't allowed to cross a certain section of the pitch if they were defenders, because that's how he wanted them to play. I mean, he won the league, but they weren't enjoyable to watch. But they didn't concede. This is the key here, you see. You know, and that's where I think eventually, like the last 2 seasons, we'll concede sloppy goals. We did it in the playoff semi-final. In both games, really, we conceded sloppy goals, and it cost us.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we have to address that first. Looking at it now, if we don't get a striker, no big deal. 2 seasons ago, 2 lads scored nearly 20 goals each. Not a big issue. Asante has been in double figures before. Not a big issue. We've got midfielders who can score goals. Great. But defensively, we cannot keep letting in goals like we do. And it's as simple as that. You know, they're not rubbish, but organisation-wise, we are rubbish. Individually, they're decent players. But for some reason, there is no control in our back 4 or back 5, wherever we play. You know, and I think we look better, I don't know if you pair agree, when we had 3 at the back, because there's just more bodies in there. Basically, we didn't concede goals. We won games on the break, didn't we?
Yeah, obviously goals wins games at the end of the day. And trying not to concede is a big issue with us sometimes. But if we've got players that can put the ball in the back of net, which we know we have, and we attack the way we did on Saturday, then we're going to cause teams a lot of problems this season. But say Lampard, it's going to be different. Different games are going to be different. We've got QPR this Saturday. It's going to be a completely different game because they might come and play a low block like a lot of people do. You know, we don't know how they're going to set up. And we've got to have a plan B, haven't we, to get out of that scenario where we haven't in the past, and that's what's let us down. So we've got to be prepared to play in different ways against different opposition, and obviously at home we like to attack. So it wouldn't surprise me if QPR come and try and stop us doing that.
Yeah, they're a strange team, QPR, aren't they? Uncle Jonga says, thing is, Derby played kamikaze football, so let us fully expose them. Lee Beckett said, I'll try and get Osmagic. Bit of a racist, though, isn't he? Not sure I'd want him. Rudy hasn't been Rudy so far. He was playing with an injury, still pure class. It's the haircut, Paul. He's gone for the little perm, hasn't he?
He has changed his hairstyle, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Nicholas James, maybe you should try it, Ken. Nicholas James, has you worked hard on Saturday?
You've got more hair than me to do that. I haven't.
I realise I need to put a wig on. Had you worked hard on Saturday and took his penalty as he usually does, really calm and put it away? Mick Kelly, I get the feeling now, like I did when I first went to watch the City in '65. We're on the up. The fans are fantastic, and so is the team. Mini Phoenix Gaming says, I'd rather be boring than get promoted. And Nicholas James says, if you keep clean sheets, you only need 1 goal. Exactly, which is what we need to do, is keep those clean sheets. I think a good experienced centre-back is the key signing we need. Darren Wayland, have faith in Rushworth.
Rushworth.
Yeah. I mean, we could do with the mountain, couldn't we? In goal, that'll stop things going in. I have faith in Rush. I've forgotten his called now, Rushworth. I've not been less confident with the goalkeeper since Westwood. Can't talk about not wanting disruptors, then get a literal racist. Many Phoenix came in. Markar, QPR have looked bobbins in the first 2 games. What's the bet they get their act together for Saturday? Neil Jakes, surely Ken would suit the Ibiza final boss a haircut.
That'd be brilliant.
I've seen it. Oh, God.
It's like a monk's haircut, isn't it? It's bizarre.
It's awful, yes. Yes. Really bad.
Offer Blades Bobby plus 8 million for Gus. God.
Yeah, let's get Gus back. Let's shock everybody going by Gus.
Raymond Ryan, Ken, there's no such thing as a low block. It's called park the bus. You're going woke. I know. I hate all this talk. And when you get Michael Richards talking about a quarterback, plays like a quarterback. Oh, do me a favour.
So would you say defensive then? Defensive, is that okay?
Defensive midfielder. That's what it is.
Playmaker.
A playmaker.
If there's new, like, if we come up with a new tactic, it needs a new name. But for something that already exists, like park the bus, it's not a low block. You park the bus.
Yeah,
they play a deep defensive line.
Yeah, they make it sound like it's something really fancy, don't they? You know, Ryan Matthew J says halftime interviews now. 2 games gone. I saw that today. Bizarre. I mean, they probably just go and sit down and have to give a little interview.
I've never seen that. Who were they interviewing on the bench then? People on the bench?
No, one of the players who came off. Odegaard, was it? I think.
I was going to say it's Premier League. It's not us.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Oh, okay.
Thank God.
Ridiculous. All right, Ken, back to you.
Yeah, okay. Couple of things before we wrap things up. Home game parking. Of course, we're at home this Saturday against QPR. If you want to book your parking, big parking, off-site parking at CBS Arena, go to coventryparking.co.uk. There are some secure parking for you there. Also, coaches. Our next away game, of course, is Oxford in the league, isn't it? A couple of weeks' time. So if you go to ccfctravel.co.uk, you can book your coach travel with them. Very comfy coaches and very, they're very, very competitive priced as well. So go there. Also, David Speedie, £10. That's a bargain. Walsgrave Workingmen's Club. Friday, 26th September. It's going to be a fantastic night. We all know what David Speedie looks like as a player, very fiery. He's got a lot of stories, I'm sure, to tell, and that'll be a great night. That's hosted by us, and it's only a tenner, so that'll be a great night. Claudia, tell us about the latest podcast, history podcast.
Yeah, well,
that's the old one, Tom. Is that still up?
Yeah, that's still up there. If you go on Spotify, you'll get all 41 episodes. We didn't put all of them on YouTube, but they're all on Spotify. And I should be doing a new one on Tuesday. No idea what I'm doing. Jim Brown normally tells me 24 hours before, and it's talk about. It's not easy, I'll tell you. But yes, so he tells you last minute. But hopefully, if there's a game midweek, we tend not to do one because it's just too much.
Yeah.
But we should have one this week, yeah.
Jack, what's the prediction table looking like for all us lot?
Yeah, Jack, how's it looking, the prediction table? Who's top?
Because I did clearly say that we were going to win at Derby.
Yeah, I've got to go. See you later, guys. Yeah, 2 games in. None of us have exceeded expectations, let's say.
Just about the results.
Well, Claudia, you're on 4 points. Ken and Vicky, that is top, yes. Yeah. Ken and Vicky are both on 3 points. Miles has got 1 point. I have got 0 points.
Rock bottom.
So the stats man just proves that stats aren't everything. I wasn't going from stats. I was going from gut feeling. And, I've got both completely wrong. But
of course, there is a long way to go.
Yeah, I have to say, I have to say this week, all in all, I think it's been a very good week now.
Yeah.
Because I know we drew the first game, of course, we won midweek,
Yeah.
and we drew yesterday. Had those results been reversed, had we won the first game and then drew yesterday, you'd have taken that.
Yeah.
You know, you thought that's okay, Derby away, tricky place. But I think to win away after we had a bit of a performance on Saturday and a kind of a no-gamer midweek, I think that was a really, really great week for us. We've not had a week like this, first week of the season, for a long time. And
of course, we're right. That Ryan Matthews correct. We're undefeated.
exactly. So it's been a good week. So if you all go to work tomorrow happy, I can have a go at that Blues fan at work because he's still below us in the table.
They were very fortunate, weren't they?
Exactly. They're going to come stuck. They won't do that. They won't keep doing that. You know, the ridiculous amount of time added on that was.
Yeah.
But,
don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, by the way, if you're watching for the first time, if you haven't done it yet. It doesn't cost anything. You can just like and subscribe. It'd be great. Helps us out with the statistics and stuff. It'd be great if you can do that. We'll be back, of course, on our next live show will be Thursday. You'll be on, Claudia, yeah?
yes.
Jack, you'll be there Thursday, will you? And
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully Miles will be here as well. Anything to finish on, Claudia? Any more comments or anything you want to finish on before we go?
There's a couple of people saying that Paul Stratton says, that's just moved. Typical. I'll just go to Paul Stratton somewhere. We can dream about getting Gus back. No chance. Doug paying wages. He is on. Ryan says, of course, Matthew J says, undefeated. Nicholas James, we have 2 clean sheets, 2 wins out of 3 competitive games. Uncle Jonga says, I'm positive we'll win the next 2 league games. Great show, guys. Thank you, Mick Davenport. Hansenberry, hi, guys. Just read there's engineering works at Euston for everyone travelling Saturday. It's at home.
I was going to say, how many people
travelling to Coventry?
It's a home, Alison.
From London?
It's a home. I will say thank you for those who've joined in. We've been trying out the after-match stuff, that half-hour segment we do. It started and it's been really well received, and we're going to keep doing it. I won't be doing it Saturday because I've got to shoot off to the mother-in-law's.
I think Jack's going to stand in, aren't you, Jack?
Yeah, I got me.
Yeah, hopefully get Jonah on and maybe another member of the team. That'd be good.
Yeah, I got my bank holidays mixed up. I thought it was the following week bank holiday.
Yeah, if we can link up, that'd be good. I mean, it always is. It's good to have an aftermatch reaction. It's nice to speak to the fans straight after the game. There was a lot of happy fans, obviously, on Saturday. So
yeah, and the fan base deserve that win. I think we've been a patient lot for 20 odd years now, and that kind of performance just gives you a big lift, doesn't it? It's fantastic. It's a big lift, and I think everybody, the men and women who went there Saturday, deserve that win.
Even though all the fans stuck in the car park, I mean, I was one of them after the game for probably about 45 minutes, and they all most of them were Cov fans. There's a few Derby fans there as well, but and they were laughing at us all, singing who put the ball in the Derby net. Everybody had their window down and banging on the side of the car. Those who put the ball in the Derby, and all these Derby fans sitting in the cars were laughing.
Yeah, brilliant.
But it was great. You know, it was a good atmosphere, and everybody enjoyed it, even though we were waiting for about nearly an hour after the match to get out. But there you go. That's one of them. So, anything else? I think that's about it, isn't it, chaps?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. Look forward to talking about QPR on Thursday.
Yes, Thursday is our next live show. Hopefully, Miles will be on, Claudia and Jack, and possibly Vicky as well, and myself as well. I'll probably be on because I'm on earliest this week, so I shouldn't be available. So hopefully I'll be on as well. So that's it then. It's been a fantastic few days, and certainly a fantastic weekend with the weather and the goals. Long may they continue to come. So 8-goal thriller we've seen. Let's hope we continue. Well, I'm not sure we're going to get to another 8-goal thriller, but if we get 3 points in the bag against QPR, I'm sure we'll all be happy, won't we? So
wasn't it eight different goal scorers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe
bizarre.
it was. Yeah, that's very bizarre. Yeah, so certainly value for money. So you can't complain about that. But yeah, let's look forward to. Thanks very much, Claudia, for coming on, and thank you, Jack. And we'll see you all Thursday for our next live show. So big play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky Blue.
Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.